For years, we watched the tension simmer between the legendary T.I. and his son, King Harris, but nothing could have prepared the world for the leaked CCTV footage that just hit the dark web. This is the footage the Harris family tried to bury. This is the footage the Gwinnett County officials claimed didn't exist. We have the exclusive play-by-play of the moment T.I. stepped into that cold, gray holding cell to face his son, who was still sitting there in that infamous Pikachu onesie. This wasn't a father coming to post bail. This was a king coming to execute a legacy. The audio is distorted, but the rage is crystal clear. T.I.'s voice isn't just shaking with anger, it's shaking with a sense of ultimate betrayal. And King? He didn't just talk back. He said something so venomous, so final, that it forced the jail guards to rush the cell. Prepare yourselves, because the King of the South just faced his greatest rebellion, and the fallout is going to change the industry forever. You are not going to believe what King whispered right before the footage cuts to black. The air in Atlanta has never felt this heavy. To the outside world, Clifford T.I. Harris is the blueprint, a man who transitioned from the jagged edges of the trap to the polished floors of Hollywood boardrooms. He is the King of the South, a title earned through blood, sweat, and federal prison time. But inside the walls of the Harris estate, a different kind of war has been brewing for years. A war not for territory, but for identity. And at the center of this storm is King Harris, a son who seems determined to set fire to every bridge his father ever built. This isn't just about a kid being rebellious. This is about a systemic breakdown of a family legacy. For years, T.I. has operated under a strict code of conduct. Respect the hustle, maintain the brand, and never, ever, bring unnecessary heat to the front door. But King Harris has made heat his primary language. We've watched this ticking time bomb since 2022, when the world was first introduced to the raw, unhinged friction between father and son. That infamous Waffle House incident wasn't just a dispute over pickles. It was the first public crack in the Harris armor. We saw a 17-year-old king flaunting his father's wealth while threatening fast food workers, and we saw T.I.'s exhaustion. T.I. stood before the world on Instagram Live, looking every bit the father who had run out of answers, prophesying that this exact energy would lead his son to a cage. But King didn't see a warning. He saw a challenge. Every time Tip tried to pull him back into the light of the industry, King dived deeper into the shadows of the streets. He wanted the validation that money couldn't buy, the kind of street credit his father had spent decades trying to move away from. It's the ultimate irony. A father who climbed out of the gutter only to watch his son try to crawl back into it. The controversies started stacking up like a deck of cards ready to collapse. The 2024 arrest in Dunwoody, the marijuana charges, the weapons, it was a repetitive dark loop. The public started asking the same question: why is a kid born into royalty acting like he's fighting for his life on the pavement? The background of this feud is also deeply scarred by the presence of T.I.'s arch-nemesis, 50 Cent. You cannot talk about the Harris family in 2026 without talking about the shadow of Curtis Jackson. For nearly 20 years, 50 and Tip have been locked in a psychological chess match. 50 Cent has built an entire career on being the boogeyman of the rap industry, and his favorite target? T.I.'s parenting. In early 2026, the feud reached a boiling point when King Harris decided to jump into his father's battle. King didn't just drop a diss track. He crossed the ultimate line by targeting 50 Cent's late mother. It was a move so reckless, so off-limits, that even T.I. had to publicly distance himself from his son's actions. This created a massive, silent rift within the household. Insiders close to the family report that the dinners at the Harris house became silent, cold, and filled with resentment. T.I. felt his son was a liability to his business deals, while King felt his father was a sellout who had lost touch with the culture. The energy was electric, and everyone knew that one more spark would cause a total blackout. Then came the night of April 12th. The camouflage Cybertruck, a vehicle that screams, "Look at me," flying down the road at 70 miles per hour. When the police pulled King over and saw the handgun and the drugs, they didn't just see a rapper, they saw a target. But when they saw the Pikachu onesie, the story became global. It was the perfect storm of absurdity and tragedy. For T.I., seeing his son's mugshot in a Pokemon outfit was the final nail in the coffin of his patience. He had spent his life building a throne, and his son had turned it into a circus act. The background of this holding cell confrontation isn't just about an arrest. It's about a father who realized that his namesake, the boy he called King, had finally become the biggest threat to the kingdom. T.I. didn't drive to that precinct to save his son. He drove there to confront the monster he feared he had helped create. The stage was set, the cameras were rolling in secret, and the most personal war in hip-hop history was about to go from a simmer to a catastrophic boil. The heavy iron door of the Gwinnett County Processing Center didn't just swing open, it groaned, a sound that signaled the end of an era. At exactly 3:14 a.m., the leaked CCTV footage, now circulating in the darkest corners of the internet, shows T.I. stepping into the frame. He isn't the tip we see on red carpets. He isn't the polished entrepreneur. He looks like a man who has just walked through a funeral. He's wearing a dark, oversized hoodie, his face partially obscured, but the tension in his shoulders tells the whole story. On the other side of that cold, gray cell, sitting on a rusted metal bench, is King Harris. The bright yellow of his Pikachu onesie stands out like a neon sign against the bleak, concrete walls. It is a visual so absurd that it almost feels fake, but the energy in the room is deadly serious. For the first 60 seconds, there is a silence so thick you can almost hear the flickering of the overhead fluorescent lights. T.I. just stands there, hands buried deep in his pockets, staring at his son, as if he's looking at a stranger. Then, the explosion happens. T.I.'s voice breaks the silence, not with a shout, but with a low, vibrating growl that is far more terrifying. "Look at you," he says, his voice caught on the microphone of the high-mounted security camera. 21 years old. I gave you every tool, every mansion, every connection. And you choose to sit in a cage dressed like a cartoon character. You think this makes you a man? You think this is the energy you wanted? King doesn't look up at first. He's staring at his cuffed hands. But then he snaps. He stands up abruptly, the metal bench screeching against the floor. "I didn't ask for your tools, Tip." King screams, his voice cracking with a mixture of rage and desperation. "You keep talking about what you did. What about what I'm doing? I'm the one the streets talk about. I'm the one they respect. You're just a memory in a suit." This was the moment the major conflict turned into a total meltdown. T.I. lunges forward. He doesn't strike him, but he slams his palm against the concrete wall inches from King's head, a sound that echoes through the entire precinct. "The streets don't respect a clown, King. They respect power. And you have no power here. You are a guest in the system, and I am the one who has to pay the bill for your arrogance." The guards outside the cell are seen on the footage shifting uncomfortably, hands moving toward their holsters. They've seen celebrity arrests, but they've never seen a father and son dismantle each other like this. T.I. starts pacing the small cell like a caged tiger, shouting about the betrayal of the Harris name. He mentions the oxycodone pill, the handgun, the reckless speed. He tells King that he is a stain on everything Clifford Harris Sr. ever built. But then, the air in the room suddenly changes. King Harris stops shouting. A disturbing, calm smirk spreads across his face, a look of someone who knows something his opponent doesn't. This leads us to the first shocking twist that has left the industry paralyzed with fear. King leans in close to his father, so close that the guards almost intervene. He whispers something that the enhanced audio forensic teams have finally managed to isolate. King says, "You think you're the only one with paperwork, Dad? You think I'm just out here playing? Why do you think 50 Cent has been so quiet lately? He doesn't need to troll you anymore because I'm the one who gave him the keys to the kingdom." T.I. freezes. He literally stops breathing for a second. The look on his face isn't anger anymore. It's pure, unadulterated panic. He grabs King by the collar of the yellow onesie, shaking him violently. "What did you say? What did you give him?" T.I. screams, his voice reaching a pitch we have never heard from him in public. King doesn't flinch. He laughs, a cold, hollow laugh that sounds like a villain in a movie. "The 2007 files, Tip. The ones you thought were shredded. The ones that explain exactly how you stayed out of federal prison for 10 years while everyone else went down. I found them in the basement safe. And I didn't just show them to 50, I sold them to him. The footage becomes a blur of motion. T.I. loses total control, screaming a wordless cry of betrayal as he tries to tackle his own son. The cell door flies open and 4 guards rush in, pinning T.I. against the wall while King is dragged to the opposite corner, still smirking, his Pikachu hood falling back to reveal the face of a son who has just committed the ultimate act of treason. The section ends with T.I. being escorted out of the cell, his head down, looking like a man who has just realized that his own blood has set a trap that might not just destroy his career, but put him back in a federal cell for the rest of his life. The Pikachu arrest wasn't a lapse in judgment. It was a diversion. King Harris didn't get caught. He made sure he was in a place where T.I. would have to face him, just so he could deliver the news of his betrayal face to face. The moment the heavy steel door slammed shut behind T.I., the digital world exploded. Within minutes of the confrontation, the paperwork began trending on X, formerly Twitter, with a velocity that caught even the most seasoned industry insiders off guard. This wasn't just a leak, it was a coordinated demolition. While T.I. was reportedly speeding away from the Gwinnett County precinct in a state of shock, his phone, and the world's, was lighting up with a series of posts that confirmed the king was under siege from within his own bloodline. The escalation began with a cryptic, high-definition photo posted by an anonymous account linked to the dark web, showing a corner of a dusty manila folder stamped, U.S. Department of Justice, 2007. The caption simply read, "The son has the keys. The king has the secrets. Hashtag the Harris Files." But the real shockwave hit when Curtis, 50 Cent, Jackson entered the chat. Known as the undisputed heavyweight champion of psychological warfare, 50 didn't just troll, he executed a masterclass in provocation. He posted a video of himself in his private jet, sipping cognac and laughing while a news report about King Harris played in the background. The caption was the ultimate shocking reveal. "I been told y'all Tip was a magician. He made a 10-year sentence disappear in 2007 like poof. But he forgot one thing. He didn't hide the wand well enough. Pikachu found the magic trick, and now the world is gonna see how the show was really put together. Big things coming. Hashtag gun it, hashtag the real king." This was the confirmation the world was waiting for. 50 Cent wasn't just guessing. He was admitting that he had the leverage King Harris whispered about in that cold holding cell. The internet went into a frenzy. A fake Twitter thread from a supposed former G-Unit insider began dropping screenshots of encrypted messages, allegedly between King and 50's legal team. The messages suggested that King had been scouting his father's private safe for months, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The narrative shifted instantly. People weren't talking about a speeding ticket anymore. They were talking about a federal conspiracy. Industry experts began debating the validity of the 2007 documents. For those who don't remember, T.I. faced a decade in prison for attempting to purchase machine guns and silencers, but he famously only served about a year. 50 Cent has always claimed T.I. snitched to get that deal, and now, it appears his own son has provided the proof. But here is the shocking reveal that took the escalation to a level of pure insanity. At 5:30 a.m., a second leak hit. It wasn't a document. It was a 15-second audio clip allegedly recorded by King Harris inside the Harris mansion just days before the arrest. In the clip, T.I.'s voice is heard shouting, "You don't understand, King. If those files get out, I don't just lose the money, I lose my life. Everything we built is gone." King's voice, cold and detached, responds, "Then maybe you shouldn't have built it on a lie, Dad." The cliffhanger for this section is even more disturbing. As the sun began to rise over Atlanta, a news bulletin from a leaked source at the FBI's regional office suggested that they were reviewing new information brought forward by a third-party whistleblower regarding a closed 2007 investigation. Did King Harris actually walk into that jail to create a legal paper trail? Is the Pikachu onesie actually a signal to 50 Cent's crew? The world is now staring at a screen, waiting for the second video to drop. The revelation isn't just that T.I. might have a secret, It's that his son has become the lead prosecutor in the case against him. The King of the South is no longer fighting a rival rapper. He is fighting a federal ghost revived by his own namesake. And as 50 Cent posted just an hour ago, it's a long walk to the throne, but it's a fast drop from the top. Stay tuned. The digital landscape of April 2026 isn't just buzzing, it is screaming. The leaked footage of the holding cell confrontation hasn't just gone viral, it has become a cultural phenomenon that is forcing every fan, every rapper, and every executive to pick a side. This isn't your typical celebrity gossip. This is a Shakespearean tragedy playing out in real time on TikTok, X, and Instagram. The Harris Civil War has officially begun, and the reactions are as explosive as the confrontation itself. On the front lines of social media, the public is deeply fractured. A massive wave of old-school hip-hop purists has rallied behind T.I., viewing King's actions as the ultimate form of betrayal. The hashtag Honor the Father is trending, with fans posting clips of T.I.'s legendary career, arguing that no matter what paperwork exists, a son should never destroy his father's legacy. One viral post from a prominent culture critic stated, "We are watching the death of loyalty. King Harris is using his father's trauma as currency for 50 Cent's approval. It's disgusting." This side of the internet is calling for T.I. to officially disown King, claiming that the Pikachu onesie was a mockery of the struggle T.I. went through to provide a life of luxury for his kids. However, the new gen and the truth seekers are singing a different tune. For them, King Harris is a whistleblower hero who is finally exposing the fake nature of the industry. The hashtag The Real King is gaining momentum, fueled by younger fans who believe T.I. has been playing a character for 20 years. To them, the holding cell footage proves that T.I. is more concerned with his King brand than with his son's mental health or safety. If T.I. really was a snitch in 2007, then King is just doing what's right. One TikToker argued in a video that has amassed 4 million views. Why should the son carry the burden of the father's lies? The industry heavyweights aren't staying silent either. This is where the tension gets truly dangerous. Boozy Badass, who is known for his strict no-snitching code, went on a legendary 10-minute Instagram rant that shook the community. With veins popping in his neck, Boozy shouted, "I don't care if he's your blood. You don't ever, under no circumstances, go to the rival with the family secrets. That boy King is playing with fire, and he's gonna get the whole family burned." His reaction solidified the street perspective. King Harris has crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. Meanwhile, the master troll 50 Cent is fanning the flames with surgical precision. Every hour, 50 drops a new meme. He recently posted a mock-up of a movie poster titled The Pikachu Chronicles. The paperwork is real, starring a blurred-out T.I. and a triumphant King. The caption? Coming to a courtroom near you. Popcorn 50's involvement has turned this into a blockbuster event, making it feel like T.I. is fighting a war on two fronts, one against his son and one against his greatest enemy. But the most heartbreaking reaction, and the one that has everyone talking, came from Tiny Harris. After hours of silence, a leaked text message allegedly from Tiny to a close friend hit the blogs. The message read, "My house is empty. My heart is broken. I'm watching my two kings kill each other, and there's nothing I can do but pray the truth doesn't take us all down." This insider leak added a layer of raw, emotional pain to the drama, making fans realize that behind the memes and the paperwork, a real family is being torn apart. The division is so deep that even major news platforms like Complex and TMZ are hosting live debates. Is T.I. a victim of a rebellious son, or is he a man whose past has finally caught up to him? The industry backlash is starting to affect business too. Rumors are swirling that T.I.'s upcoming distribution deals for Kill the King are on hold until the 2007 documents are verified. The section ends on a chilling note, a leaked snippet from a supposed emergency family meeting at the Harris estate where T.I.'s voice is heard saying, "If he drops that folder, we don't just lose the money, we lose the name. And without the name, we are nothing." The public is now waiting with bated breath. The division is set. The lines are drawn. And everyone is staring at the countdown on therealking.com. The controversy isn't just about an arrest anymore, it's about the total collapse of an icon. The air in the hip-hop world has officially reached a freezing point. As the countdown on TheRealKing.com ticks closer to zero, the final and most devastating twist has just leaked from an anonymous source within the Gwinnett County District Attorney's Office. If you thought this was just about old paperwork or a father-son spat, you are wrong. This goes deeper than the music, deeper than the money, and deeper than the Harris name itself. The final shocking revelation is this: the leaked holding cell footage was not actually leaked by a rogue guard or a hacker. According to high-level insider leaks, the footage was intentionally released by a protective detail connected to a federal witness program. The twist? King Harris isn't just talking to 50 Cent. He has reportedly been in meetings with federal investigators for the last 6 months. The Pikachu arrest? It wasn't an accident. The theory now exploding across the industry is that King Harris orchestrated his own arrest to get into a controlled environment where he could meet with officials away from the prying eyes of the Harris estate security. He didn't just want to talk to T.I. in that cell. He wanted to provoke a reaction that would be captured on camera, proof of T.I.'s aggressive and threatening nature, to bolster a request for immunity. But here is the cliffhanger that has the entire industry paralyzed. King Harris isn't just turning over the 2007 snitching documents. The leaked teaser for the second video suggests that King has evidence of a current, ongoing operation involving high-level music executives and offshore accounts that T.I. has supposedly been using to shield his wealth from the very system he once mastered. Just an hour ago, a cryptic photo was uploaded to King's Instagram story before being deleted seconds later. It showed a reflection in a window, a young man who looked like King, standing next to a man whose face was blurred, but who bore the unmistakable physique of 50 Cent. The location tag? A federal building in New York. Is the war officially over? Has the sun officially killed the king? The industry is now bracing for the impact of what happens when that clock hits zero. Rumors are swirling that at the moment of the reveal, 50 Cent will be going live on Instagram with King Harris by his side to drop the Harris files in their entirety. T.I. has reportedly gone completely dark. His security team has been seen fortifying his Atlanta compound, and some say he is preparing a legal counterstrike that will claim King is mentally unstable to discredit the documents. But the most haunting part of this final twist is a 5-second audio leak that just hit Telegram. It's King Harris's voice, whispering into a phone. It's done. The king is dead. Long live the real king. The drama isn't over. It's just beginning. Does King have more secrets? Is there another family member involved? And most importantly, what will T.I. do when he has nothing left to lose? The clock is at 59 minutes and 59 seconds. The world is watching. The countdown is real. And the fallout will be legendary. Don't blink, because the next update is going to change everything you thought you knew about loyalty in the trap. The clock is ticking and the kingdom is crumbling. You've seen the betrayal, you've heard the leaks, and now the truth is only minutes away.
Whose side are you on?
Is King Harris a hero for exposing the secrets, or has he committed the ultimate sin against his own blood? Drop a comment right now. We are reading every single theory, and the most fire ones will be featured in our emergency live stream tonight. If you want to be the first to see the Harris files the moment that countdown hits zero, you must smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Don't let the industry gatekeepers hide the truth from you. Hit that like button to show T.I. and 50 Cent that the fans are the real judges here. Stay tuned. Stay alert. The real king is about to be revealed.